Hi there and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Wolves now want to sign a special Arsenal player in January. Arsenal could be set for another busy January and face a battle to keep hold of midfielder Reiss Nelson amid interest from Wolves and Sevilla. The 24-year-old is once again not featuring as much as he'd like under Mikel Arteta. Nelson did make a brief appearance against West Ham but had little impact on the game. Nelson has struggled to hold down a regular place in the 11 or even the squad at times under Arteta, and now, according to CBS Sports, Premier League rivals Wolves are looking to take Nelson off Arsenal's hands in January. According to the report, Wolves and the Spanish side Sevilla are the teams most keen on taking the special Nelson away from the Emirates in January. The midfielder is being targeted for a loan move by both clubs, with Wolves boss Gary O'Neill keen to add quality to his ranks after an impressive season at Molineux so far. However, it's caveated with the fact that it's claimed as of now Nelson is minded to stay in North London and fight for his place in the Arsenal team. Of course, with so many players ahead of him in the ranks, quite where and when he'd get those chances is a bigger debate. Nelson had a few big moments last season for the Gunners. However, in the main, his time at the club has been a frustrating one. Quite how long Reiss Nelson will stay around at Arsenal without playing much is something for another day. But as it stands, a move to Wolves would surely benefit a player like Reiss Nelson. It's a chance for him to go and play under a manager who is having a big impact at a club who were expected to struggle initially this season. Nelson is now 24 and at a point in his career where he needs to be playing games regularly. If Wolves are in for him, then he might well be better taking the chance and looking to get regular games rather than festering at Arsenal. Ian Wright tells Mikel Arteta to replace £150,000 a week Arsenal player who worries him. Arsenal legend Ian Wright has urged Mikel Arteta to sign a new left-back in the January transfer window because Zinchenko worries him. The Gunners are still second in the Premier League table, but they have managed to pick up just one win in their last 4 games. Zinchenko has come under some serious criticism for his performances, and Wright is really concerned about the defensive side of his game. Arsenal signed Zinchenko from Manchester City in a deal worth £32 million last year. The Ukraine international was a breath of fresh air at the Emirates last season. He brought a winning mentality to the club and helped make them title contenders. There are very few players in the Premier League who are as good as Zinchenko is on the ball. The way he moves to midfield and controls the game from that position makes Arsenal such a dangerous side. However, Zinchenko, like any other player, has his weaknesses too, and defending has proved to be one of them over the last year. The £150,000 a week man has been caught out on a few occasions this season. He was partly responsible for Liverpool's equaliser against Arsenal last weekend and was even labelled as a liability by some. Now, Ian Wright has expressed his concerns and he wants Arsenal to sign a new left-back in January. He said on the Wright's House podcast the following: "I want to get a left-back because I'm really worried about Zinchenko. He worries me. He does worry me." Oleksandr Zinchenko is Arsenal's only available left-back at the moment. That is because of injuries. The Gunners lost Julian Timber to a long-term knee issue on the opening day of this Premier League season. He would have been perfect at left-back for Mikel Arteta, having impressed in that role in pre-season. Takahiro Tomiyasu is the other option for Arsenal at left-back, but the Japan international is currently injured too. However, he should be back in action next week. A left-back is unlikely to be a priority for Arsenal in January, but the winter window is an unpredictable one, and we could be in for a few surprises next month. Arsenal, a player with 6 starts all season, could get significant game time soon. Arsenal defender Jakub Kivior could be set for significant game time in the coming weeks. In addition, Gunners boss Mikel Arteta is likely to reject all advances for the 23-year-old, according to CBS Sports. Arsenal currently need to figure out their next moves, both on the pitch and in terms of transfer activity. The Gunners may have done well so far this season, but their weaknesses were exposed on Thursday night. A combination of errors at the back and a lack of cutting edge up front led to Arsenal losing 2-0 to West Ham in the league. The Gunners are already short of numbers at the back. The likes of Jurien Timber, Tomiyasu and Thomas Partey are injured at present. In addition, Tomiyasu and Partey are set to play at the Asian Cup and Africa Cup of Nations, respectively, at the start of the year. Furthermore, Zinchenko is currently struggling for form at left back. This is a position Kivior can also play in. With all that in mind, CBS Sports reports that the 23-year-old could be in line for more game time and potentially starts in the coming weeks. Kivior has been linked with the likes of AC Milan, but the reports suggest Arteta is very unlikely to sanction a move away for the Poland international in January. It's not surprising to hear that Kivior is likely to play a more significant role in the Arsenal squad over the next month or so. A combination of low numbers at the back, international departures, and Zinchenko's downturn in form suggest that keeping Kivior around is a no-brainer. Admittedly, the signing from Spezia hasn't featured that often, 6 starts and 565 minutes under his belt this term, and the jury remains out on him. Nevertheless, with Arsenal's ranks set to be even more depleted, they can really afford to part company with more players unless they can bring replacements in. Paul Merson impressed by £50 million striker Arsenal could bid for. Paul Merson has given his verdict on Dominic Solanke, a player Mikel Arteta's Arsenal could bid for. The former Arsenal star and Sky Sports pundit has noted how well Solanke has been playing for Bournemouth this season and has given his take on his future. So, what has Paul Merson said about Arsenal target Dominic Solanke? Let's take a look. Well, Arsenal have been linked with Dominic Solanke. Earlier this month, the Daily Star reported that the Gunners' main target in January is Ivan Toney, but the North London outfit do not want to pay too much for the Brentford and England international striker and have identified the Bournemouth star as a potential alternative. According to the report, the Gunners could make a bid for the former Liverpool striker, who is valued at £50 million by Bournemouth. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta will personally push for Solanke's arrival if an agreement for Toney can't be reached, according to the Daily Star. Former Arsenal star and Sky Sports pundit Paul Merson has been hugely impressed by how well Solanke has been playing this season. Solanke has scored 12 goals and given 1 assist in 18 Premier League matches for Bournemouth this season. The striker scored a hat-trick against Nottingham Forest this month. While predicting a 2-2 draw between Tottenham Hotspur and Bournemouth in the Premier League this weekend, Merson told Sportskida the following: Tottenham have turned it around in recent weeks and have got some key players back from injuries, but Bournemouth are absolutely flying at the moment, making this one of the most exciting games of the Premier League weekend. In fact, this is a bit of a nightmare game for Tottenham, as this is the worst time to face the Cherries. Christian Romero is out for a month, and Mickey van de Ven is yet to return from his injury, so Postecoglou's side might struggle at the back against an informed Dominic Solanke. He has really come into his own and his confidence is sky high at the moment, but I think interested clubs might wait until the end of the season to take a punt on him. He's been around for a while and has finally made his mark in the Premier League, so I'm really happy for him. Arsenal now want to sign a defender who Lionel Messi dubbed one of the best in the world. Arsenal are looking to the January window to strengthen once again, and Barcelona defender Sergio Roberto is the latest name mentioned. On Thursday, the Gunners lost to West Ham to further put fans into a panic over their needs in January. It means for the second season running, Arsenal have got the lead in the Premier League table and now look like throwing it away. A striker has always been the main focus for Arsenal, with Ivan Toney and Victor Boniface among those linked. It seems a new defender is also on the radar. And according to Spanish publication Sport, Barcelona skipper Sergio Roberto is a player Mikel Arteta would love to sign for Arsenal. The report claims that the Gunners have had a long-standing interest in Roberto, who is now over 30 and the current captain at Barcelona. It's claimed the Spaniard is a big fan of London and has recently spent part of the Christmas season over the English capital. Arsenal are known admirers, and with Arteta keen on adding strength to the defense, Roberto is seen as a player who could really help the Gunners. Roberto's rise at Barca is to be admired, and he has won the praise of a certain Lionel Messi as well, who dubbed him one of the best in the world. Messi said about Roberto, "You have become one of the best fullbacks in the world. The moment you made us live was amazing because of how it came to be. It was impressive." Roberto, now 31, would bring experience and class to the Arsenal ranks. However, a deal would be hard to do given his status in Barcelona, and as of now, it seems others might be more within the Gunners' reach. Mikel Arteta personally wants Arsenal to sign £52 million striker. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta has personally identified Dusan Vlahovic of Juventus as a target in the upcoming January transfer window. The Gunners have had a decent season so far, but their main weakness, as evident in the game against West Ham United on Thursday, is that they lack a prolific forward. Vlahovic could solve that issue next month. Arsenal are currently second in the Premier League table after 18 games, just 1 point behind the leaders Liverpool. That, on paper, is not bad at all, considering there is more than half of the season still left to be played and many of their injured players are set to return in the coming weeks. However, their top scorers in the Premier League are Bukayo Saka and Edin Ketia, who both have just 5 goals each this season. That's not a good look for a side aiming to win the title. Many feel Arsenal need to sign a new striker in the January transfer window, and TV Play claimed this week that Mikel Arteta has identified Dusan Vlahovic as a target in January. The Serbian has been on Arsenal's radar since before he joined Juventus, and he is now set to leave the old lady next month. Juve want £52 million for their striker, but the report claims the Gunners are only ready to offer £35 million at the moment. The game is far from over, writes the outlet, suggesting that there could yet be a twist in the story once the January transfer window opens on Monday. Arsenal now considering Victor Osimhen's complete £17 million teammate as Ivan Toney alternative. Arsenal are continuing to scour the market for a new striker and have now added Bayer Leverkusen star Victor Boniface to their list. Boniface is flying at Leverkusen this season and has already hit double figures with 16 goals in all competitions. The 23-year-old Nigerian forward is emerging as one of Europe's most exciting attacking talent, and he already has a Newcastle watching him. And now, according to CBS Sport, Arsenal have also added Boniface to their list of potential signings. It's claimed that Boniface, along with the likes of Victor Osimhen, Ivan Toney and Dusan Vlahovic, are all players of interest to the Gunners. It's widely known that Arsenal would love to sign Toney in January. However, a huge £80 million plus asking price and the problem of Brentford not being keen on selling means the deal is looking unlikely. Boniface is a player who, like so many at Bayer, is having a huge season under the leadership of Xabi Alonso. The Spaniard has lauded his Nigerian forward as a complete striker, and so far he is rattling in the goals for his manager at a consistent rate. Of course, Arsenal need that new striker to try and get over the finishing line this season, and someone like Boniface has obvious qualities. He is quick, good in the air, and scores goals. At the moment, that's probably what Arsenal need, and Boniface is a presence as well. Mikel Arteta knows that whoever he signs in January will have to have an immediate impact on proceedings. The Spaniard has been back to the health by this Arsenal board, and after throwing it away last term, the Gunners are threatening to do the same this year. Boniface would obviously add something to the attacking ranks, but whether he is the one to get them over the line remains open to debate. As we wrap up today's Arsenal news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.